Hey, it's Jamie, and over the better part of a decade, I've managed to build up a multi-million-pound portfolio. And what I want to show you are the 5 steps I would take if I was starting from scratch and how you can get involved into scaling up your investment portfolio in the UK. Step 1 is educate yourself. So I'm not talking about throwing yourself into investing tens of thousands in property education, although I do think education and mentoring is a good way to go. But before that, you want to immerse yourself into the property investment sector. Read a load of books that are great around property investment, namely buy-to-lets. I'll put some links below of books that I think are great on this. Follow some YouTube channels like this. I'll put some links again of some great ones, and also join some Facebook groups and start surrounding yourself and immersing yourself in the property investment scene, so that you're able to pick up real life experiences that you just can't pick up in a book. Step 2 is to know your outcome or your goal. I see it all the time where people seem to be running really fast to nowhere. Okay, if you don't know your outcome, how can you know your inputs? If you don't know what you want to achieve, how do you know what you need to do day to day? You need to be very set and clear on what your objectives are. And I guess a question to sit down and write down is, what does success mean to you? So for me, it might be the multi-million-pound portfolio. Maybe you want some cars, maybe you want to travel, but it doesn't actually matter what I want, it's what you want, because it might be 5 properties in your investment portfolio within a 3-year period. It might be a certain amount of cash flow that you want to achieve, but you need to be very clear on what the outcome is, the goal and the outputs, so you know what effort, the inputs that you need to put in. Number 3 is know your resources. So when I say resources, I don't just mean money. If you don't have resources in terms of the finances, you can get resourceful. And when I'm saying resourceful, I mean, what money do you have? What time do you have? What knowledge do you have? What network do you have around you? And what drives you? And what are you passionate about? Because if you're not passionate about it, I guarantee you'll give up over the short term. Okay, so what resources do you have in those 5 areas to push yourself forward? Step 4 is know your strategy. Okay, so is it going to be the small 30 grand property in Darlington that's run down? Is it going to be the £800,000 flat in Belgrave or Mayfair in London? And it's going to be very dependent on those. The last question, number 3, is around your resources that you've got available. If you've got no money in your bank whatsoever, it's probably not worth looking at a £2 million development. Also, if you have got a few £1,000,000 in your bank right now, you're probably not going to look at a small rent-to-rent property where you're going to maybe make £500 a month. So by knowing those outcomes and knowing your resources, now you can get to know what strategy is right for you. And finally, number 5, the most important out of all of them, is take some bloody action. There's so many people in the property investment space that they just immerse themselves in education and they become these course junkies that go after course after course after course, never actually implement in what they have learned. So now that you know what you want to do, you've immersed yourself in communities and the education space, you've looked at the outcomes that you want, you've looked at what resources you've got available and the strategy that you want to move forward with, now's the time to take massive action, okay? So get on Rightmove, get on the main portals, start your marketing, start attracting leads, start talking to people, and implement the 3-foot rule. Anyone within 3 foot of you, tell them what you're doing, okay? The more you talk about what you do, the more you're going to attract. So hopefully those 5 steps, so 5 basic steps, can help you get started in property, and I wish you all the best on achieving your results and getting your first property. See you next time.